Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Up next is this little gem. Basic push mower, side discharge. I don't think it has, no mulch plug. I've done a couple of things, just a couple of checkovers to make sure it's even worth doing something with it. The engine does turn over, it's not seized. The belt is mangled, it's bent, it's upside down, it's a mess. It's going to need a new one if we go that far. Top cover is loose. Broken off screw here, missing screw here, loose screws in the back. Gas tank's full of syrupy old smelly crap. Somebody's done a pull cord repair, I guess. The engine cable is functional. It's connected on both ends. It's not broken, but it's a little stiff. We're going to lube that up, clean it up. But first of all, I want to get the gas tank off. I want to get the recoil fixed. I want to get that blade off of there. And I'll see if I have one in the pile to pop on there to check it out. And, what the? Hi. Whee! We're going to pull the carburetor off. Air filter is a mess. But we'll run it and see what happens. And we're just going to do a little preemptive, a general check over. See if it works. If it's going to work, it'll work. I'll clean it up. We'll put a new blade on it and we'll sell it off. But, alright. I got some stuff gathered. Get you guys in the stand. So you're not getting dizzy, moving all over the place. And we'll jump in. Alright, so I got you guys set over in the stand over there beside the bench. I've already checked the oil. It's black, but it doesn't look like silver spray paint, so I think we might be okay there. Let's get, I think I'll pull that recoil off, see if I can get that broken screw out of there. Try and find out why the back is loose. And we'll see what's going on underneath there anyways in general. So, yeah, I'll be working around both sides. Let's get the tank off there. We are going to dump that out and flush it and clean it. 3/8 bolts at the back that are just loose. Let's get those out of there. 3/8. I lied. 10mm. Close, but not interchangeable. Uno. Dos. Gonna try and get the cover to pry forward so I'm gonna go over this broken bolt. Possibly. There we go. Easy peasy. Like. Nope, there's nowhere near enough cord on that. That ain't enough. Still got spring tension. I think the cord is actually too big, too heavy of a gauge. It needs to be thinner so you can fit more of it on the spool. Well, let's just throw that on the ground for now. What do we got going on in here? Blades hitting the bench. You could park a city bus in that coil gap. It's a little large. I'm going to put a little penetrating oil in there, because I don't want to break those off. Let that marinate for a bit. I got the spark plug out. Man, is it full of crap in there. See one valve moving. Yeah, they're both moving. We're going to apply a little heat here, and we're going to clamp vice grips on that broken screw, try and get it out. Linkage is intact. Somewhat. For the governor. Alright, pull the air filter. Ew. We'll blow that out in a bit, see what happens. Yeah. That coil gap is large. Looks like 1/4 inch. Grab a ratchet and socket. See if we can break these loose without breaking them off. I haven't broken one yet. First time for everything. We'll use the official Tecumseh coil gap adjusting tool. Standard business card. Pull the coil away from the magnet. Get the card in between the coil and the magnet. Make sure we're lined up so we're getting a nice even measurement. It's in there. Just let the coil fall back to where the magnet wants to pull it. Snug these down. Just snug. Roll the card out. Well, that's better. That'll work. Like I said, we already checked the oil. You know what? It might be time to. I'm going to pop that blade off of there. I'll reach on from underneath in this bench here. I'll pull the blade off. I want to get that engine turning over. I'm going to put a socket in there and spin the engine over without a spark plug in it and see what it sounds like. So we need a, looks like 5/8 under there. 5/8. Little impact gun. Oh yeah. Well, there's your problem. It was, first of all, upside down and not quite the right angles on them, so we shall jettison that blade. Pretty basic MTD blade. That square-ish center hole. Inexpensive blades. Okay, I'm going to grab my drill. It looks like a 3/4. And we shall give that a spin. Three-quarter. And the drill. Just cordless. Get that coil wire out of here. Let's see what we got any good brushing. I'd say. Throwing all kinds of crap out of that cylinder. Oil, gas, ugh. Well, I think it's worth a shot. Fixing up that recoil, getting the plug in there. Let's see what happens. Actually, we got to pull the fuel ball off the carburetor. It's a given. We have to do that, and we're going to dump the old fuel out of the gas tank. So those two things we have to do first, and then we'll get that recoil starter put back together. All right, you got to get reset here. Stand by. All right, so we got the water tank off of there. There's about half a measuring cup full of water over there on the bench. So that's all that was in it. There was no gas, just water. Let's get this. Oh yeah, that's straight water. Engines don't run on water. Bill, you know who you are. Alright. Well, looks like we got some tadpoles in there. Dump that mess out. Gasket's all shot to hell. Good thing I stocked new ones. We'll give that a wipe. It's not full of crusty crap. Main jet. Can't see it, so it's going to get a wire pushed through it. Let's check that floaty float. It's floating. Needle's going up and down. Actually, it might not be in bad a shape as we think. I know the gasket is a disaster. I was pressing a primer bulb and it was actually squirting out of the gasket. I think I stocked those. I'm just going to take a quick look-see here. See what I can see. That's not that bad. I don't think I'll have to take it off. I have to clean some of the crustiness around this where the gasket surface is. I'll put a new gasket on that bowl, new gasket on the bowl nut, push a wire through that main jet, reassemble, put some fuel in it, get some of that air out of there, or water out of there. Float works. Alright, get some stuff together and put it together and carry on. I did have a gasket full of fuel bowl, so put a new one on there because the other one was just going to leak everywhere anyways. I poked the wire down the center of that, poked the wire through those two at the base there, nice and clear. One of them that most people miss and don't quite see. Let me see if we can see it on camera. Possibly. There is, I'm trying to get a pointer. There is a tiny little hole in this. Come on. Just want to get a focus. Tiny little hole at the top of the threads. Most people miss that one. It's important. Push a wire through there. I just push a wire through there. I use guitar strings. They come in different sizes. That's handy for cleaning carburetors. New gasket for the bowl nut. Okay, let's get our bowl on there. Get her snug down. What's next? Now spark plug. G19 LM spark plug. And fuel tank. And first the recoil. There, fuel bowl's on there. Take a look on my little light here. Yeah, it looks like it's seated nice and flat all the way around. I'll try and get that bolt out of there. See what happens. Get my torch. Got a little pair of vice grips on there. Heat up that aluminum, see if it comes out. Hope for the best. Try and get the bolt out, then fix the recoil, then the fuel tank. Starting to turn. Oh no, it isn't. No. No dice. I'm not overly concerned. If I can get one screw to fit in there, that'll be fine. But at least with the end of that screw broken off, it'll be easier to get the recoil back on. Alright, here's where we're at. I had to change the recoil cord because it was too fat. It wasn't going in there, it wasn't getting enough in the spool, so I just changed out that cord, put a little bit thinner in there. I think that's a number 4.5. That sounds about right. So the bowl's on, the air filter's still off, fuel tank is still off. This bolt was broken off, this bolt was missing, so I just I had the screw. It was an M5 by 0.08 thread, so I just ran a tap down there. This screw is now going to hold the front of that nice and secure. The back two bolts, which were 10 millimeters, was strange. Actually, they weren't the right ones anyways, so I ended up putting some quarter inch coarse bolts in there. It was like quarter 20, a little short 3/4 long, and I just ran those down. The lid's nice and tight, nice and solid now. Let's check for spark. Get you closer. See if you can watch that, the little glass there, see if you can see any flashing lights. I have seen the light. Oh, come on. Okay, see if you can see it. I did. Did you see it? It's got spark. And then we'll throw a spark plug in there. Put the fuel tank back on there. Put a splash of gas in there. Let's see what we can make of it. Yeah, doesn't have all good oil in it, but it's got oil in it, so you can run it without fear of exploding. Yeah. Give her a shot. Let me grab a plug. Got a socket to turn that plug. J19LM, champion number. Standard for a flathead. But every flathead small engine uses that number. Need a ratchet. Or a ratchet. There it is. Snug her down. Spark plug. What's strange is I wasn't pulling that handle down and I still had a spark. It's not supposed to. So we may have well, a couple of different things it could be. Huh. We may not be able to shut it off. Because it shouldn't have a spark right now. And it did. Interesting. I'm going to check for spark one more time. Because we need to be able to shut the thing off. I'm not pulling the handle down. I'm just going to grab that spark checker again. Let's see if we got a spark. That's that one. Oh, that's got to stay in there. That's that one. Survey says. Oh, ow! It's got compression now, dumbass. I can't see. There's a glare. Yeah, okay. I think it is working. I think it is killing the spark. Yeah, because I can't see a spark when I'm not pulling the handle down. Okay, well that's a good thing. Good thing we checked. We want it to be able to shut off. Okay. Gas tank. Well, we still got floaty crap in there. We'll blow that out with compressed air. Okay, so that's cleaned out. Nice and dry. Fuel filter's in place. A little screen inside that tank that's acts as your fuel filter. Where's my pliers? Little spring clip on that fuel line. We might have a runner. Of course, it also might burn a quart of oil every 2 minutes. We'll get to that bridge when we get there. Okay, so our crank vent's in place, fuel line's in place, fuel tank is in place, there's oil in it, the fuel bowl has been checked, gasket's been done. We're going to run it without an air filter just for a minute, because I haven't cleaned the old one out yet. What am I missing? Nothing, just got to put fuel on it. So I'll get you resituated, we'll get the mower down on the ground. Oh, I was going to put the blade on there. Even though it's bent and mangled, I want to have some type of basically a flywheel. I want to have a little bit of weight spinning in there. As long as this bent blade clears the deck, I don't care if it vibrates. I just want it to stay on there, and we'll see what happens when we fire it up. But when I get it up underneath there, I'm going to have to spin it by hand slowly to see if it interferes. I don't want to be cutting the deck apart. So stand by, we'll get you resituated. Alright, I did everything I said I was going to do. Blades on, I give it a spin by hand. It's not hitting the deck, so got some fuel in it. Let's see what happens. Fired on the first pull. Primer bulb's no good, it's got a crack in it, but sounds like it's got a little too much tension on that governor. Sounds like it's trying to over rev. Now that cylinder was full of oil and junk, so. Well, I probably need to pull the carb apart and clean it. Okay, two things. It's running lean, so I have to, if I cover the end of the air filter, it'll draw more fuel and it'll continue to run. I can't block it off completely, but I just restricted the flow so it would suck enough fuel up. So it's running lean. The emulsion tube in the carburetor is probably plugged up. That's where that bowl nut goes into, where the emulsion tube goes in. So I'll have to pull the carb off and clean it. Second, it's over revving. That's too fast. Once I get it to run consistently, then I can change the speed for the governor and then keep it down around 35, 33, 3400 RPM, somewhere around there. Even 33 is fine. If you go too much slower than that, then it just doesn't run right, doesn't cut grass right. So put her back in the stand. We'll get her running right. We'll get her warmed up after it's running right, and then we'll change oil and order a new blade. Hang on. Okay, so you see I got my universal fuel line shut off tools here. This is our governor linkage. I think it's in the wrong hole. It's currently in this hole here, but I'm going to put it back into this one when we put it together. It's hard to get to the bolts that hold the carburetor to the intake tube, so I'm just going to take the intake tube off the cylinder head, or off the engine, and then we can get those linkages disconnected. So number 3 Phillips down here. I think it's a 7/16, either or, but Phillips is nice and easy. They're not overly tight anyways. Muffler's in the way. Hopefully it clears. Looks like it will. Possibly. Oh yeah, baby. Gasket come off with it. That's good, because I don't have one like that. We got our vent tube. Oh yeah, this linkage is mangled. That ain't right. That don't look like the picture. So we'll move that to a different locale when we put it back together. Instead of being in the inside hole, we'll put it on the outside hole. Just gonna unhook this spring. the governor spring. Need some needle nose pliers to do that. Here's our needle nose. Well, never mind. Came out of the governor arm. But we'll still take it off because we want to take the carburetor apart. Gently now. Gently. Easy does it. There we go. There you go. Get that linkage back in there when we're ready for it. Yeah, somebody's been monkeying with that mess. Now we're just going to roll her over. Let gasoline spill everywhere. I meant to do that. Take our fuel clamp off, fuel line clamp. Fuel line off. There we go. Carburetor off. I'll take it to the bench, tear it down. It's probably stick in the old sonic cleaner. See what happens. I know, I'm pretty sure I need to change that primer bulb, but I don't have one that style here. Well, there we go. Runs good. Doesn't cut so well with that crappy blade on there, but this one's ready for sale. Oil's changed. I'm going to put a little more gas in there. The primer bulb stopped leaking. I think it was just a little bit of a seal issue at the back, at the base. But the primer bulb's good now. I'm going to pop a new blade on there, and this one's ready to go. Give her a wash and put it up front. Thanks for joining me on this video, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the bell icon to notify you when I upload new videos so you don't miss a thing. Till the next video, take care.